Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today we are going to go over my planner lineup for the next quarter, so for Q2 of 2025, and do a little bit of a retrospective of what worked in quarter one and what didn't work. So we have a lot of planners to go through. Let's get into it. All right, I am going to start with really the planner that caused me the biggest headache. And that is what people normally call their catch-all planner. This planner, I have so much to talk about, I don't even know where to start, if I'm honest with you. Let me zoom out just a little bit, see if we can, no, it won't let me zoom. Okay, I think we're good. This planner, I changed it, I know, 4 times in the beginning of the year. But let me say something. When you are trying to set up your planner, if something doesn't work, y'all change it. Change it, because your planner should work for you. You shouldn't have to work for your planner. So with that being said, let me go ahead and talk about, let's see, how do I want to start this? Let me first show you where I started with this planner, because this is the end result, which is working fabulously and I love it. But let's talk about where I started. So I kind of frankenplan a little bit in my catch-all. It is basically a combination of my everyday planner and my small business content planner. So it's a little bit of a frankenplan. But when I finish a quarter, I will take out all the months for that quarter and I'll store them in a storage planner. So that's what this is. So you can ignore this cover. So the first 2 months, because I changed so many times, see if I can adjust the focus here. Give me just a minute and let me work on the focus. Okay, that looks good. All right. So the first 2 months of the year, I changed a lot in this planner. So I already have my January, February months in my storage planner. And they're not even really very well kept, if I have to be honest with you. I'm not even sure that I still have January in here. Let me look and see. This one, give me just a minute, because that may not be the correct storage planner. It's not. This one is for my well-being planner. All right, so this is the storage planner for my catch-all. Everything I said before, though, still stands. The way I use this is to store my old inserts. So when I started my catch-all, I set up a planner from happyplanner, and I was really adamant about using the horizontal, the new horizontal with the checklist. I really wanted to use that planner as that planner layout. And so I didn't have a planner that I liked, like dividers and covers. So I went back and I pulled in an undated planner to get the dividers and the cover, and that was the dried florals. And I've gone over this if you go back and watch my setup videos. And I used my own inserts so that I could have a monthly dashboard, because that's something that's really important to me. And this is a beautiful, beautiful monthly dashboard. I would still be using it if I hadn't switched to another planner. But what became cumbersome is that to make this planner work, because I was combining like 4 different planners to pull this off, I had to glue down so many extra pages just to make it work, and that just didn't make sense to me. I didn't even fully get through January before I realized I didn't want to do that for February. So even though I love the horizontal with the checklist, and you see I used it for the month of January, and I used it pretty well, actually. I just couldn't see myself doing all that gluing and stuff every single month to set up this planner. It just didn't work for me. So what did work, though, is that in my catch-all, I combine it with, or I decided to combine it with my work planner for my content. And so each month has actually 2 sections. It has my catch-all, which is my everyday life activities, and then it has a section where I go over my content for that month. So I generally have 2 Januaries, 2 Februaries, 2 Marches, etc. But to pull that off, I still had to glue together a ton of pages. And I just didn't anticipate doing that throughout February. So I started to look for another option. And I ordered the calmness, what I thought was the dashboard planner for her seasonal. I think it was her seasonal planner. Love it. I love the dividers. I love the cover. This is actually the cover that I showed you before. I love all of it. But I got it and I realized that I ordered incorrectly and I ordered the vertical. And so for the month of February, this came like after the first week of February. So there's nothing in here for January. So for the month of February, I kind of had to like do back planning, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to use it because I was kind of taken aback by the fact that it was a vertical and not the dashboard. And so for some reason, I started using the calmness like weekly overview pages in here. I think this was because I didn't have a catch-all, and I just didn't want to use the vertical for my catch-all because at this point, I was like, I can't stand the vertical. I don't like the plan in the vertical, but I couldn't send the planner back, and I wasn't going to waste my $30. So I decided to try and use these weekly sheets for my everyday work. So this replaces like my life catch-all spreads. And then I used the vertical for my content planning in February because I just couldn't see myself using it for my everyday. But I said, I got to try something. I got to have something for my content planner. So I used it for my content planner in combination with my own small business inserts, which I've gone over that with you, that whole planner. But so what you see here are my own inserts. And then behind that, I have calmness vertical. So I was kind of hodgepodge, as you can see in February. I was trying to figure things out. But the way I use this planner for the small business is at the beginning of the month, I plan what I'm going to do the rest of the month. And that's where my small business inserts come in, right? And then each week I go in and I put down what I'm actually going to do for that week. So for calmness, I got it like halfway through February. As you can tell, there's nothing up here. And so I didn't really decorate the February month because I had already decorated February, if I'm being honest with you, in another planner. And I wasn't going to redo it. But for the weeks, I started using the vertical. And let me tell you, I loved it. For my content planning, hands down, one of the best changes that I made. The way I decided to use this, so this is the first week that I used it. It worked really, really well. I wasn't really using it in any order. I had what I needed to film on the sidebar, what I needed to post on the sidebar. By the time I went into my second week, I had decided to put everything I needed to film and edit in the top section, everything that I needed to post in the middle section, and all of my social media and product reviews were in the bottom section. This turned out to work perfectly for me because I am a list person. So what I need to be able to do each day when it relates to my content is just quickly glance at my content and say, this is what I need to film versus this is what I need to post. And this separates it perfectly for me. Now, by the time I got to the third week, I had decided to not use the bottom section for product, but only use it for social media, and then use my monthly calendar for product development. And so I'm evolving. As I'm going through each week, I'm using the planner, figuring out what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and I'm evolving my approach. So by the time we're in the last week of February, I have a really good idea of what I need to make my catch-all planner work. By this time, I had really fallen in love with the vertical for my content planning, so I knew that I needed to keep that, but I wasn't really satisfied. If I go back, I was not satisfied with using these weekly sheets. Where are they? Right here. I was not satisfied with using the weekly sheets. I don't know where they are, right here, but this needed to change. This was not going to work for my catch-all. So I needed to keep the vertical for the business, and I needed something different. Well, it just so happens that Happy Planner had their seasonal sale, end of season sale at the end of February. And the work-life planner went on clearance. And I had been watching this planner. This planner, I think, is a premium price planner because of the cover and the discs. So it's like $40. I have been watching this planner since it was released last fall, and I could not afford to buy it. I just didn't buy it. It was too much. And so this planner went down to like $13 in clearance. And I said, I'm buying it. And I bought it. And I decided to use my work-life planner layout for my catch-all. And that's what you're going to see here. Guys, this system has worked so well for me. I am going to give this planner where I am now an 8 out of 10. It is 100% doing the job, and I love working in it. I can't wait to come decorate it. I can't wait to check off my tasks in it. It is a really nice setup. And so let me go over how I've set this up. And this will be my setup for Q3 in my catch-all and work planner. So annual is what it is. These always stay the same for me. I do put my own inserts in the annual section. Just things like quick trackers, things I need to keep track of for my business. You know, you got to make your planner work for you. So that's what I put in the annual section. As I said before, for each month, I have 2 sections. I have my catch-all, which is my everyday life activities, and I have my small business content section. So I am using the work plus life divider and layout for my catch-all. It is a dated planner. So I start by having my monthly, which I do decorate every month. And then I go into goals, which I didn't get this in time to do this for March. And then I decorate my weeklies. So the work plus life uses an hourly layout. This is the first time I've ever used an hourly layout. And I was a little bit scared because I was like, well, that's basically the vertical. I just could have used my Calendar plan. But it's not the vertical. This is definitely the stage of life where I need to have time blocking in my calendar because I do so many things throughout the day. I have a 9 to 5. I do content planning for my small business. I need to take care of my wellness and self-care. I have all of those things, and I prefer to kind of block the time. That's how I manage my schedule from day to day. And it just never occurred to me to try and use time blocking in my actual planner. I've been doing it all this time. I just wasn't representing it in my planner. And so I took the plunge and I said, I'm going to give it a try. Absolutely love it, hands down, because I have room to have my tasks and my to-do list at the top because I am a list person. And then at the bottom for that day, I can break down what type of work I need to do during a certain block. This is everything that I need. And I am so excited to keep using this planner. So this is my catch-all section. In this section, it does what a catch-all does. I basically summarize everything I need to do for that week across all of my planners. And so I've been using this in March. Absolutely love it. Have not decorated for the week of the 17th at the time of filming this video. And then the second section in March is my work section. So in my work section, if you remember, I am using my Calendar plan vertical planner because that worked really well, and I'm continuing to use it. I do not decorate this monthly because I don't need to decorate 2 monthlies in the same planner for March. That doesn't make sense to me. And I don't need the stress of doing that. Not only that, I decided to use my monthly for my product developments. So I really don't need to decorate this. And it has worked really well. I just use highlighter and pen. In the weekly, it is a vertical, and I am sticking with the structure that I kind of evolved into in the month of February, and that is filming and editing in the top section. In the middle section, I am focusing on posting, and in the bottom section, I'm focusing on social media. I am horrible at social media. I need to do much better at social media, and this is why I decided to give it its own section instead of combining it with product development, because I need to force myself to focus on it. So this is the current month, or the current week that I'm in, and you see I decorate my vertical in my work planner. There is no reason not to decorate in here, because why not? It makes everything feel beautiful and calming, and I just really enjoy the process. But more than that, I find myself using this planner. I find myself looking forward to working in my planner every single day. So thoroughly enjoying this. And then in the back of the planner, I generally keep my small business content planning inserts that I designed. And this is where I actually come in and plan. So let me talk a little bit about my planning approach, because guys, your planner has to match your planning approach, not anybody else's. So I am someone who plans ahead of time. I prepare for the week. I prepare for the month. So at the beginning of the month, I sit down and I plan out the entire month, week by week. Not in my personal life, because you don't know what's going to come up. I mean, I plan what I know, but other things may come up. But in my business planner, my content planner, I plan all of that stuff out for the entire week. And so I do that at the beginning of the week. So I need planning pages in my planner to help me do that. That is where this quad insert that I have, my month ahead insert, it allows me to plan my activities for the whole month. My monthly video planning. I also have monthly marketing planning, video trackers. This is monthly planning. I do it, like I said, at the beginning of the month. Does it change sometimes? Yeah, of course it's going to change. It's going to adjust. But I am someone who plans ahead. Now, some people they decorate their planners and then they go back and they write down what they actually did that day. I don't do that. That, to me, that's more of memory keeping or journaling, but everybody does it their own way, and every way is fine. But you just want to know how you use your planners, because that's going to determine what setup you need, what inserts you need, what layouts work best for you. So if you have never really taken the time to sit down and think about that, stop, pause, and think about that. Because when I first got into this planning community, I kind of jumped from thing to thing, doing what other people were doing, instead of just remembering how I liked to plan. Not how I liked, but what I needed to do to make my life more efficient and productive. So I just encourage you guys to do that. Anyway, moving on. So work life layout for my catch-all, Kellival Plan vertical for my content planner, and work planner. It has worked extremely well. I set up my planners a quarter at a time, so I already have April, May, and June in here. When March is over, I'll just take this out, put it in my overflow, and I am ready to go for Q2. Okay, that is my catch-all. Now, let's talk about this little green baby right here. This is a Kenbor from AliExpress. It is a dupe of the Hobonichi cousin, I think. I don't know, because I don't pay that much to use a Hobonichi planner, so I don't know what it's a dupe of, if it's the cousin or something else. But it is the best dupe that I have ever used. This planner is extremely close to the original Hobonichi at a fraction of the cost. I paid, I think, either $8.99 or $12.99 for this, and Hobonichis are $60. Paper is extremely similar. The layouts are similar. I have flipped through this planner. I bought this planner at the end of last year. It takes about 2 weeks if you order it from AliExpress. So I think I got this like in November or December. So I do have a flip through of this. I'll try to find the video and link down below if you're interested. I have used this planner actively. So let me tell you how I used it. This is probably one of my best choices that I made for this year. In my 9 to 5, I keep a notebook on my desk. Last year, I kept an Erin Condren notebook, and I loved it. She has great paper, right? I'm a little bit of a stationery snob myself, like most of us are. I love good paper, love good pens. I enjoyed writing in the Erin Condren book every day. Probably for the past 15 years, I have kept a notebook, a daily notebook at work. I keep track of meeting notes, things I have to do, just my general to-do list, my work plan for today. It's, it's personal. It's not necessarily a business product. It's just, how do I organize myself at work? Now, of course, we know that at work, guys, we all have like Google Workspace or Teams or Microsoft Outlook, whatever you have. And so you keep track of your schedule that way. But I like to have something on my desk. So I keep them. I don't really throw them. I throw them away after like 5 years, but I keep that as a record. And so I like to have that notebook be bound and easy to store. So that's why I chose the Erin Condren A5s. But this is the problem. The Erin Condren A5s only have like 60 or 80 pages. So I have to buy like 3 books a year, and they cost $20. So I'm paying $60, $75, throughout the year for those notebooks. And it was just too much. I was looking for a different option. When I saw this on AliExpress, I thought I would give it a try. I have fallen in love with it. The paper is thin enough that I will only need 1 book for the entire year. You get a whole page dated each day of the year. This book goes through December. I can't show you things I've written in here because it's for my 9 to 5, but I will do a quick flip. What I will say is some days I write a lot. Some days I write just a little. Some days it's just my checklist of what I need to do that day. I don't really decorate in here. I use pens and highlighters. The only things I put on the monthly are my paydays and my holidays, because it is strictly for work. So I keep this on my desktop along with my catchall. These are the 2 planners that have to work for me. I have no choice. If these planners don't work, I have to change them, because this is what I rely on to organize my day, my life, my activities. The other planners, I can fool around with them all I want. They cannot work, they can work, whatever, but these 2 have to work. I would rate this a 10 out of 10 as far as performance for me for this year. This is a grand slam. If you have not given this a try and you're interested in trying the Hobonichi, try it. Okay, so that will definitely stay in the lineup for Q3. The next planner I want to talk about is my Planner Joy Planner. This is a 10 out of 10, I'm going to tell you up front. This is a custom planner. I designed just about all of this, the cover, the inserts, all of it. This planner was not in my lineup at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year in my lineup, let me see if I can show you what I had. I don't have it over here, but I had a self-care planner. I had a fitness planner. I had a creative planner. And I had one more planner. I can't remember what it was. But I had 3 or 4 extra planners. And I just wasn't using them. As January moved on, it was like I'm overwhelmed. I wasn't using it. But I really needed to focus on those topics. So I came up with creating a Planner Joy Planner. This planner is separated into 4 sections: body, heart, mind, and soul. That's not the order, but those are the sections. And what I do is I take each section, if I flip to body, and I focus on, fitness, right? Fitness, self-care, like physical improvement. That's what I focus on. This is where I put my self-care, fitness, wellness inserts. I'm testing this fitness insert, guys. So this one is not available with my other inserts on my Etsy shop because it's in testing. I will update it once I finish using it and decide to roll it out. But all the other inserts are. So this is where I put my self-care inserts. This is probably my favorite set of inserts I've ever made, if I'm honest with you. They're absolutely gorgeous and so useful. But I put that in my mind section. In my soul section, my faith planner, if I didn't say it, that's the other planner. So in my soul section, I took out my faith planner journaling pages for the month, and I included it in my planner joy because I didn't need a whole planner for all of that. And all I'm doing is journaling each week. So these inserts are my spiritual faith journaling inserts, and these are, again, inserts that I designed, and I put them in here for the month. In my mind section, this is where I do, basically think of it as learning and exploring. So I have an area where I have creative expression, lettering practice. I play with markers and stickers. I do sample spreads and layouts in here. I practice making boxes, all types of things. This is creative expression. I also use, under the mind section, my planner joy inserts for the month. Now, these were inserts that I offered on my Patreon. I don't administer my Patreon anymore, so now I do offer them on Etsy, but I print them out and I come in here. They're themed. So this theming is all around spring cleaning. And so I come in here and I put these in my planner joy. And then my last section is heart and soul, which for me is about memory keeping. So this is where I put my memory keeping inserts. I buy these inserts from Light's Planner Action because they are amazing. And she does them by the season, which I love. And so that is the section that goes in my heart and soul. This planner for Q1 took the place of 3 or 4 different planners. So this gets a 10 for me because it streamlined what I was doing and it made it more comfortable and more achievable for me to actually work in my planners consistently. Planner joy, this is a win. It took the place of so many planners that I was going to use, and now I'm just using one. Now what I do is I update this planner every month, and it gets pretty thick, right? The thickest parts of this planner are actually the creative section because I have a lot of extra pages, but this is a great planner. Okay, so the next planner is my goals planner. I bought this one probably the end of January going into February. And this is Hemlock and Oak. If you've seen any of my original setups all the way back in November, I've always talked about Hemlock and Oak. I love their company. They actually offer some of these inserts for free. And I have used their free inserts for a while. This planner 2025 weekly went on sale 30 or 40% off, and I snapped it up. I decided to use this planner for my goals planner, and I started using it when I got it, which was like the middle of February. So I only use this planner for my goals planner. I don't do much decorating. Sometimes I might put a sticker, like I have a Keep Positive sticker in here, but I don't focus on decorating. I focus on tracking my goals progress. This is my goals planner for me. I do print out these labels each month and put my priority tasks at the beginning of the month. Let's see if I can find one. This page is blank over here. So I use it to write down the tasks I want to focus on that month in specific categories. Then in the monthly, I don't do much to decorate the monthly, if I'm being honest with you, because it's really just tracking actions for my goals. I use highlighters and pens. And since I got this halfway through February, there wasn't much for me to do in February. So what I do each week is I come in at the bottom, I label those categories that I'm focusing on. So for me, they're always self-care, finance, work and career, explore and expand. And then wherever I'm going to do an activity for that week that relates to one of those goal categories, I write down the activity and I highlight it in the corresponding color. And as I do that activity, I check it off. And then on Sundays, I usually try to leave me a little space so that I write just a note to myself about how I did. I also have a little bit of a habit tracker sticker here. I print these. Let's see if I have one. Yeah, I print these. And so I have them ready for the beginning of each month when I set up the month. Okay. And that is how I've been using it. It has worked really well. And then at the end of the month, you have a space where you can go in and do some reviews of that month. So I've already set up March, as you can see. I've set up my monthly using my highlights. I have set up the first week using my highlights. This is the second week. I have not done the week of March 17th because I'm actually filming this on the 15th. But I have set these up. I do have the structure set up for the month though. I set up the structure at the beginning of the month for each week. That's how I use this for my goals planner. Guys, amazing. Absolutely. Hemlock and Oak, they just knock it out the park with their planners. I have been using this. I'm so excited that I use this so well in Q1. This is going to be a part of the Q2 lineup. And then finally, the big planner, my budget planner. I don't even think I can get this whole planner in the shot. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. Nope. Okay. We're not going to talk long about this planner because I really didn't have many changes to it. I did change the cover. This is a work life cover in the big size. This is a Scrappy Wife cover on the internal cover. I have not changed the pages. This planner is working extremely well for me. This budget planner is a planner that I designed because I think, not that I think, for me, I needed to use a budget planner that worked. Not that was just cute, but something that worked. And so this one has worked. It has worked very well for the entire time I've been using it. I have made some adjustments, I think, at the end of the year, but I've talked about those adjustments. I have not made any significant adjustments since this year began, and I don't anticipate having to make any. The only thing I'm going to do for the next quarter is print out my next 3 months, because this is a pretty thick planner with all the inserts and the weekly tracking. So I set it up a quarter at a time. So to get this prepared for the next quarter, I just need to print out a new set of inserts. This gets a 10 out of 10 because this planner is working extremely well for me. So Q2 lineup is going to include the budget planner. 10 out of 10 on the budget planner. Thumbs up, it worked very, very well for the first quarter. Planner Joy, 10 out of 10 for that Planner Joy because it saved me from having to use 3 or 4 different extra planners. Goals Planner, I am using this every week, so this is a 10 out of a 10. This is my business notebook, or you could call it my 9-to-5 business planner. I keep this on my desk every single day. 10 out of 10. Ken board planner from AliExpress. Okay. My work life planner. I'm giving this 8 out of 10 because I've had to change it so many times this year, and I just don't know what it's going to look like moving forward. But right now, it is working perfectly well for me. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm excited to use it for quarter 2. Fingers crossed that the layouts still work the way I think they will work for me, but 8 out of 10. So that's my lineup for Q2, you guys. I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about the next quarter. And thank you for watching this video.